I was holding a paper plate when I saw her. My daughter. Bald. Not sick bald. Not brave bald. Not a choice. Humiliated bald. The room was loud. Music, laughter, glasses clinking, but everything inside my head went silent. Like someone had pulled the plug on the world. She wouldn't look at me. She was holding a tiny pink bow in her hand, the kind meant to be cute. Except it looked ridiculous now. Like a lie someone forgot to clean up. And then I heard it. My sister's laugh. Proud. And that's when I knew. This wasn't an accident. This was intentional. And I promise you, what I did next ended lives. Not physically, but permanently. I knelt in front of my daughter. Slowly. Carefully. Like if I moved too fast she might disappear. "Hey," I said softly. She didn't answer. She stared at the floor, toes curled inward, shoulders folded in like she was trying to become smaller. I reached out. She flinched. That sound. That tiny instinctive flinch. It did something ugly to my chest. That's when my sister raised her wine glass and laughed again. "Oh, relax," she said. "It's just a joke. Hair grows back." The words were casual. Practiced. Like she'd rehearsed them. My mother nodded from across the room. "She needs to toughen up anyway." That's when my hand moved. Before logic. Before fear. A single slap. Cling. Loud. Final. The sound cracked through the room like glass. Music stopped. Someone gasped. My sister stumbled back, hand to her cheek, eyes wide. Not shocked by the pain but by the audacity. I didn't yell. I didn't explain. I took my daughter's hand and walked out. Behind me, my mother finally said the words she'd been saving my whole life. She was a bastard child anyway. I didn't turn around. Because turning around would have ended with sirens. At home, I washed my daughter's scalp like I was prepping for surgery. Warm water. Gentle soap. Slow movements. Every touch was an apology I couldn't say out loud. She sat very still. Too still. "Mom," she asked quietly. "Yes, baby. Did I do something wrong?" That question. That's when I broke inside. "No," I said immediately. Too fast. My voice cracked. "No. You didn't do anything wrong." She nodded like she didn't fully believe me. When she finally fell asleep, I sat alone at the kitchen table. No phone. No tears. Just quiet. And in that quiet something clicked. This wasn't new. This was just the first time they'd done it where I couldn't pretend anymore. Growing up, my sister learned something early. Cruelty passes as humor if you smile while doing it. My mother taught her that blood is permission. And I learned something else. Blood doesn't protect you from consequences. I was the mistake child. The reminder. The tolerated one. Never loved, just endured. When I married, their smiles tightened. When I had a daughter, they waited. This was patience, not forgiveness. And I had trusted them anyway. That was the sin they never forgave. Looking back, the signs were screaming. My sister volunteering to babysit too eagerly. My mother insisting my daughter needed toughening up. Little comments disguised as advice. I logged them. Always do. Because survival isn't loud. It's meticulous. I didn't scream. I didn't post. I didn't call the police. I planned. Photos. Dates. Messages. Voice notes where my sister laughed about teaching the kid a lesson. Family group chats where my mother defended it as discipline. I let them keep talking. People who think they're untouchable confess easily. New locks. Updated school pickup lists. A child counselor who specialized in betrayal trauma. I cut the cord quietly. No announcements. No confrontations. Silence is the most honest boundary. You don't go after people. You go after what they value. My sister's salon ran on reputation. And shortcuts. Unlicensed workers. Expired permits. I knew because I'd helped her once. I didn't report anything myself. I just made sure the right people noticed. An inspection. A fine. Another inspection. Her laughter thinned. My mother's power was her church committee and martyr image. I mailed copies of her messages. No note. Just truth. Meetings stopped calling. Her name cooled. It was raining when my phone buzzed. My sister. Sober. Terrified. The next morning my mother showed up. Hands shaking. Eyes swollen. "Please," she said. She didn't mean it. I watched them from the doorway. Coffee cooling in my hand. They looked smaller. I let the silence stretch. You shaved a child's head, I said calmly. You laughed. It was a joke, my sister whispered. I stepped aside. Laid the folder on the table. Photos. Timelines. Receipts. Order makes liars sweat. This is where you think I want an apology, I said. I don't. The terms were simple. Brutal. Permanent. She signs a statement. She surrenders her salon license. She pays for therapy monthly. No delays. One missed payment? Everything goes public. My mother. No contact. No manipulation. Annual donation to a child advocacy fund on my daughter's birthday. This is cruel, my mother whispered. I smiled. Small. Tired. No. This is proportionate. They signed. Picky. Ugly. Bill. When they left, the house felt lighter. Like rot had been removed. Weeks later, my daughter chose to keep her hair short. She laughed again. Real laughter. The kind that doesn't flinch. I don't feel guilty. I feel accurate. Justice isn't loud. It doesn't need witnesses. It just needs memory. Patience. And the courage to stop pretending love excuses harm. They wanted a joke. I gave them a lesson. If this story hit something deep in you, hit that like button. Tell us in the comments. Was this revenge justified? And if you want more stories where quiet people finally collect their due, subscribe. Because silence isn't weakness. It's the loading screen.